Some initial practical implication. The above definition shows some of the complexities inherent in any negotiation and why the process is not straightforward. First, negotiation is a mix of competitiveness and cooperation. Some aspects of the process will generate competitive interactions, while others will require cooperation if agreement is to be reached. This is why negotiation is regarded as a mixed motive interaction. Competitiveness exists because each negotiator is standing in the way of the other achieving their goal. At the same time, thought cooperation is needed because without the others have neither will achieve anything at all. Managing this mix of competitiveness or cooperativeness can be challenged. Second, negotiation is about an issue, what the differences are between the parties, as well as be in the process, how the parties will try to resolve their differences. Therefore, negotiators have to manage both the issue and the process to achieve a good outcome. Third, negotiation involves choice. Negotiators are constantly faced with choices throughout their negotiation. They have to balance cooperations and competitiveness. They face choices about how to deal with the issue through interactions and reactions. This issue process action distinction will recur throughout this book. Issue process action also forms the basis of for the practical skills tip for negotiators. When negotiations start to get a bit difficult, it is easy to become unsettled and begin making unwise decisions, which can often result in unnecessary concession. It is important for a negotiator to think about both the issue and the process before deciding what to do next. There are three useful questions to ask that will help the negotiators to be systematic rather than hasty. Putting issue project action at the top of a notepad is a good visual reminder to a negotiator to be analytical rather than reactive, particularly when negotiation is getting difficult. Negotiation skills tip. Three useful questions to ask. Regularly check the state of play in your negotiation. On the issue, what is this really all about? On the process, what is going on here? On action, what do I do next? Although negotiators constantly make choices about what to do and how they would like to the negotiation to proceed, they don't have control over what actually happens. This is because of the four important point about negotiation. Negotiation is two-sided. This fundamental and obvious point is often ignored by negotiators when they plan and implement their strategies, yet ignoring the other party is a mistake made even by effective negotiators. As an example of the two-sidedness of negotiation and the fact that the other party has choices too. Warren Northcroft and Van Cleef felt that anger expressed by the negotiator led to the other negotiator making concessions. The desired result. However, concessions were not inevitable and, as well as making a concession, negotiators often choose a retaliate. We must always consider the choices the other party has when deciding our own strategy and tactics. Fifth, although the division of negotiation offers earlier in neat and succinct and has an inherent logic, the process exists to defy is messy. The parties' differences may not become clear until well into negotiation. The pressure to resolve their differences will rapidly change during the negotiation. Negotiators might try to exchange offers before exploring for options. It may not until they start to trade offers that they finally clarify their real differences. Entering into a negotiation with a good understanding of the process will have to reduce the messiness, but negotiation will never be entirely straightforward. The mix of competitiveness and cooperation and of issue is and process can be demonstrated in an example that also shows negotiator choice and negotiation two-sidedness. Put all these together and it's clearly that negotiation is messy. For example, Anne Marie needs to buy a new car within a fixed price bracket. She has found the car she would like, but as always, the asking price is too high, so she states her price and insists that this is all she is willing to pay. In doing this, she is being competitive. If she spent a bit more time explaining her circumstances, then this would be more cooperative approach to the issue. Table 1. Point 1. Negotiation in practice is messy, competitive, but insisting on a particular outcome that will address your main concerns. Cooperative, insisting on your main concerns. Issue, I want to buy the car, but I will pay only $10,000 for it. I will not offer you more. I want to buy I want to buy your car, but obviously the impact on my budget is important too. I am limited in my finances. I would not be able to make the repayments on a larger loan. Process interrupting the other, showing understanding of their main concerns. I advertised the car for $12,500. It has very low. Interrupting. I want to buy your car, but obviously the impact on my budget is important too. I am limited in my finances. I can appreciate that you now need a larger car for work and that's going to be more expensive than what you get the selling price at $12,500. If, however, she chooses to interrupt the seller to explain why she cannot pay more, then she may be making the process competitive. The seller may react poorly to being interrupted than responding to what Anne Marie is actually saying. A helpful thing, explaining one's concerns, risks become unhelpful if done in the wrong way at the wrong time. Negotiation in practice. Analyzing baseball ticket negotiation. Negotiation is a process by which two parties, Frank and Gray, a ticket scalper, thought there were two also other buyers and sellers in the vicinity with differences. We wanted the best lowest price for good tickets. He wanted to sell all his tickets for the highest possible price that they need to resolve. We had some things in common. We needed to buy, he needed to sell. But whether we needed to buy from him or whether he needed to sell to us depended in part on the other buyers and sellers tried to reach agreement. It took several attempts to set up a deal through exploring options. There was not much scope for creativity in this buy-sell negotiation and exchanging offers, trades trading. At an agreement, the deal was reached. We got to see the game. A full account of the baseball case is available at cambridge.edu.au. Being a systematic negotiator, one way to manage this complexity and messiness is to be a systematic in trying to appreciate what's going on in negotiation. Chapter 4 explores how to read a negotiation in more detail, but the definition provided earlier in this chapter is a good starting point. The definition isn't just academic, but can be used to describe negotiation. This being first step forward understanding what's going on when you are involved in one. As an example, the author was once involved in an interesting negotiation to buy some tickets to a baseball match. The core elements of negotiation are shown in the negotiation in practice example of both. The brief description of how we got the baseball tickets show how the definition can be used to identify the main elements of negotiation. In fact, the definition can also be used to give some structure to the task of preparing for negotiations. Having a structure will have countered the tendency of tunnel vision whereby a negotiator places undue emphasis on one aspect, but has the need to reach agreement quickly without considering other aspects that may also be important. See Chapter 5 for some other aspect of preparation. The definition of negotiation has been expected to form a preparation checklist. See Negotiator Toolkit. The first of the number of practical negotiator tools that will be found throughout this book, Negotiator Toolkit. A preparation checklist. Preparation is vital in any negotiation. Use this question to start your preparation for a forthcoming negotiation. Two parties. Who are the parties involved? Are there any constituency in the background? Is anyone being left out of negotiation? Can we usefully change the structure of the negotiation? What differences? What are the conflicts of interest? Where are they coming from? What do they really want from this negotiation? Why? What does we know about the negotiation that we would really like to know that they need to resolve? What are the activities to reaching an agreement for us? For them who might need home the most, try to reach agreement. How will the negotiation be handled? How might trust and reciprocity be developed? Through exploring options, what are some possible creative solutions? And exchanging offers, how will any closing tensions be managed? And an agreement. What will a good agreement look like? Are there any other negotiations that can consequent on this one? A second way in which negotiators can be systematic is by getting into the practice of reviewing their negotiation. Since any negotiation is less than straightforward, it always gives a negotiator the opportunity to learn and improve. The action reflection model is where real learning can take place. Similarly, comparing negotiators provides good insights into ways to improve one's negotiating. Chandler, Lois Weston Thompson. So just as the definition of negotiation provides us a preparation checklist, it can also be developed into a review checklist. This will be found in chapter 2, which explore the ideas of becoming a reflective practitioner. Using a similar approach to both prepare for negotiation and review it afterwards will help you to be more systematic and so improve your effectiveness.